In the previous section, we talked about the secret to restoring muscle strength with vitamin D for seniors. Today, let's continue discussing how vitamin D works with your muscles. Part 2, how vitamin D works with your muscles. Imagine your body as a small city. Each muscle is a factory. Each nerve is a road that transmits signals. Your brain is the massive control center. When you were young, everything worked smoothly. Signals were sent quickly. Muscles responded strongly and flexibly. You stood up, sat down, ran, turned, without thinking, without effort. But what happens as you age? The roads transmitting nerve signals start to malfunction. The factories of muscles no longer receive the signals on time. And most importantly, the biological switch called vitamin D is no longer being activated properly. Vitamin D, from sunlight to cellular response. Did you know? Vitamin D is not just a simple vitamin. Chemically, it's more like a hormone than a vitamin, because it participates in a wide range of biological reactions that regulate the body. When you expose your skin to sunlight, your body synthesizes a precursor to vitamin D. Then, the liver and kidneys convert it into its active biological form, calcitriol activated vitamin D3. It is this active form that enters the bloodstream and attaches to special locks in cells called vitamin D receptors, VDR. And importantly, these locks are abundant in muscle cells. When the receptors are activated, a chain of reactions begins. Asterisk, increased protein synthesis from muscle fibers. Asterisk, enhanced calcium absorption in muscles for effective contraction. Asterisk, strengthened connections between muscle cells and motor neurons. Asterisk, improved muscle recovery after injury or exertion. In other words, vitamin D doesn't just help you stay steady. It also helps you react at the right moment. Vitamin D deficiency, the switch that's not turned on. Let's return to the image of the city we talked about earlier. If the control center sends a signal but the traffic lights don't turn on, the roads are blocked, and the factories aren't running, what happens? That's right, chaos. For your body, this means asterisk, struggling to stand up from a chair. Asterisk, reflexes too slow to catch yourself when you trip. Asterisk, light shaking of hands and legs while walking. Asterisk, nighttime muscle cramps. Asterisk, losing balance when stepping off a curb. All of this stems from vitamin D deficiency, causing a lack of coordination between the nervous system and muscles. What does medical research say? A study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism in 2022 found older adults with vitamin D levels below 20 nanograms per milliliter have a twofold higher risk of muscle weakness, a 46% higher risk of falls, and an 18% slower walking speed compared to those with adequate levels of vitamin D. Meanwhile, a group of participants who were consistently supplemented with D3 for 6 months showed asterisk, a 40% increase in thigh muscle strength, asterisk, a 31% reduction in instances of losing balance, asterisk, a noticeable improvement in walking speed. As you can see, just one small nutrient can change the way you walk for the rest of your life. A simple comparison, vitamin D as the on switch. Imagine you have a modern juicer. You plug it in, add the fruit, but forget to press the button. It's still there. All the ingredients, all the energy, but it doesn't work. Your muscles are the same way. You eat enough protein, Exercise regularly, but if you're deficient in vitamin D, the machine stays off. Your body doesn't receive the signal. It doesn't function properly, and you become weaker even though you seem to be doing everything right. The story of James, 81 years old. James was a construction engineer living in the suburbs of Oregon. He was known for his disciplined lifestyle, meticulous nature, and a deep aversion to resting. Even after retirement, he would spend hours fixing wooden furniture in his garage or tending to his garden. But at the age of 79, he began to feel different. Not clearly, with no intense pain. Just small, quiet changes. Asterisk, he stood up from his chair more slowly. Asterisk, he needed to hold on to the railing when climbing the stairs. Asterisk, walking for about 10 minutes would leave his thighs sore and his hands trembling slightly. His wife, Elaine, said, "You walk like someone who just had cement removed from their knees." James thought it was just a normal part of aging. I'm getting old. Who at my age doesn't experience this? But then, one morning, he slipped slightly while stepping down from the back porch. He didn't break any bones, but from that day on, he couldn't bring himself to step off the porch alone anymore. His son took him for a general checkup. The results were surprising. All the indicators were good, except one. His vitamin D level was only 17 nanograms per milliliter, in the critically deficient range. I first met him via video call. His face was serious, somewhat cold. He said, "Doctor, I don't believe that just one thing called D can make me this weak." I replied, "Then try believing in something simple. Turn that switch back on." We started, asterisk, supplementing with 2,000 IU of D3 per day, asterisk, combining with 300 milligrams of magnesium per day, asterisk, taking it with a breakfast of eggs and greens, asterisk, getting 15 minutes of sunlight every morning in the backyard, asterisk, doing 10 chair squats every day, standing up and sitting down. Week 1, asterisk, felt nothing. Week 3, asterisk, standing up with less trembling. Week 6, asterisk, he went grocery shopping on his own, climbed 5 steps without needing the railing. Month 3, asterisk, he walked for 30 minutes every afternoon, then called me to say, "I climbed 3 flights of stairs at the library yesterday. No soreness, no trembling. I've turned my switch back on." Nervous system, muscles. Coordination relies on vitamin D. One thing few people know. The nervous system controls muscles through extremely fast electrical impulses. And for that reflex to be smooth, the brain, nerves, muscles, bones need to communicate seamlessly, like a well-coordinated dance team. Vitamin D directly participates in asterisk, regulating calcium in nerve cells, asterisk, ensuring electrical impulses travel at the right speed, asterisk, reducing inflammation in nerve tissue, asterisk, maintaining the density of connections between muscle cells and motor neurons. When deficient in D, the signal transmission gets disrupted, and this causes you to missteps, have delayed reflexes, and fail to catch your footing when you trip. Comparison: muscles with adequate D versus deficient in D. Muscles with adequate vitamin D asterisk. Asterisk muscle fibers are thick, even, and responsive. Asterisk no chronic inflammation. Asterisk nerve muscle connections are flexible. Muscles deficient in vitamin D asterisk. Asterisk muscle fibers shrink, become fatigued more easily. Asterisk poor recovery after exercise. asterisk reduce coordination between muscle groups. A message for you. Sometimes, strength isn't about how much weight you can lift. It's about being able to walk without fear, stand up without worrying about losing your balance, or hold your grandchild without feeling your legs tremble. Vitamin D is not just a supplement. It is a signal to your body that says, turn your source of life back on. Stay tuned and subscribe to the channel. In the next section, I will help you identify 6 often overlooked signs that indicate you're deficient in vitamin D and how to naturally address them at home. Because change doesn't start with a doctor. Change starts with you.